What up, y'all? It's pizza time of the week. Yo, yo, yo. I just did a audio check. So that sounds good. Love from Israel. What's up, Israel? Say, bro, I know by now you be around the world. And also, well, I think I'm gonna change my strategy up a little bit. I think for like the next like year, I'll probably be like stationed. No, I'll probably be around the U.S. I'll probably be around SF. That's what I'm thinking for like the next year. And then I'll travel after then. I just don't want to travel in the middle of a pandemic. I mean, that would make some cool videos, but I can also put myself in some situations that I just don't want to put myself in, you know? So I'm going to wait till after the pandemic's over. I'm going to work on some things meanwhile, you know? Do some stuff at home. It looks like red box now. It wasn't me just asking. I've seen some things, but I feel you. Oh yeah. Have you seen the pizza machines? No, I haven't seen I haven't seen the pizza machines around here. Favorite pizza toppings? I really like pineapple. Pizza people don't like that though. Y'all eating Chipotle? Have rent in San Francisco gone down? Okay, girls. So guys, we can talk about that for a second. Now today I didn't go look at a unit. The past couple of days I've been looking at apartments and stuff like that. I applied to look at this one apartment and I guess they never called me back today. So maybe they're really busy. But in other words, are things going down? Now, one thing I must point out, y'all. When people ask me, Jermaine, are people moving out of SF? Are people moving out of SF? It's kind of hard for me to tell because if I lived in a neighborhood that had houses, right, it would be kind of easy to tell if people are moving out because I could tell on my street, like, do I see moving trucks? Do I see moving trucks around my neighborhood? You know, do I see people moving boxes out? Because not everyone uses a moving truck. Like some people they don't even have enough stuff to use a moving truck. You know, like they just pack everything in a car. You know, pack everything in a van. So when people ask me like, are people moving out? I really can't answer that question because we've been in this lockdown for like 4 months, 5 months. So like, it wasn't like it was one weekend where like a bunch of people were moving out. Like it was there's like a long time where like people could like slowly move out, you know what I mean? And just not moving in. But today, I say all this to say this. Today, I went to this job and this was in North Beach. And it tripped me out because this was the first time I've actually seen a for sale sign like in windows, like in the city. And it was like going back into time, yo, because when I first moved here, I would see for sale signs in windows. Like it would be very rare. Not a for sale sign, but it would say for rent, right? It would say for rent, 1 bedroom for rent. Like you would see that, like, but it would be rare, you know? But today, I, pulled up to this street where I'm supposed to do this job, and I see like 1 bedroom for rent, and I kind of thought it was funny. I was like, and then like it was at that house, and then across the street, like these people were like walking out with stuff, and then just right down there, like this unit is totally empty. Like you can tell it's totally empty, and then here there's like a moving truck there, and they're moving stuff out, and then bam, that unit empty. This unit's empty. This unit's empty. That unit's empty. This unit's empty. That unit's empty. And these aren't like apartments. These are like these are condos, but they're like 3-story, 2-story, 3-story buildings. And I'm just like, dang, yo. And then I go to the lady's house, you know, she's like, hey, how's it going? Yeah, I'm moving out. I'm moving to, like, we're buying a house. Like, I forgot what she said, but it was somewhere, like, somewhere in Texas. Like, I can't remember, right? And then, you know, as we're taking this stuff outside, because we're just, like, putting it out on the street. I was there for less than 20 minutes. Made bank, by the way. But that's someone that's moving out of the city and they're not coming back. You know what I mean? So that was someone who, you know, probably, you know, ordered Uber Eats, and someone who probably used Caviar, and someone who probably used Uber rides to get around the city. You know, this was someone who like you know, spent money in the city all the time, but like now this person's gone. You know, and as we're taking stuff out, I see like a van pull up, and like there's more people across the street. They're moving out, and I'm just like, yo, this is one depressing ass neighborhood. Like I need to get back downtown, yo. Like honestly, I don't even like North Beach. Like I'm sorry to say, like if you live in North Beach, but I don't even like North Beach. And when I went there, that was so depressing. I'm like, man, it's for real on this street. This was like Chestnut, and Stockton, yo. That's exactly what Chestnut and Stockton. I think I saw you. You probably did see me. I don't know why these freaking bugs come around in the afternoon. Thanks for the super chat, Steve. I think I saw you at Washington Square Park today. Yes, that was me. I was stopping there for a smoke. It was just like early in the morning too. It was like what, 10 a.m. or something. It's Hawaiian pizza. I love pizza. This pizza is a diet pizza. I'm in Oakland. Do you know where I can hang out and see some good sights? You got the Oakland Hills. You also have you got some of the go down by like Jack London Square. That could be pretty chill. There's also Berkeley. There's some, you know, some like downtown Berkeley is a little bit different, and it's pretty close to Oakland. There's also, you know, the Lake Merritt area that can be pretty chill. I mean, if you want something a little bit more rough, you can go over to East Oakland. But you know, you may have to just wander off and venture there. If you want something a little bit on the snobby side, maybe go to Piedmont, you know, or I don't know. You got some things to choose from, you know, but a lot of things are closed. So I'm trying to think of like nature type things that are opening, you know. Or you in West Oakland? Wow, this is someone in my building. Hold on, I gotta take this call really fast, y'all. Hello, what's going on, Jay? Good, good, good. I grabbed some of the things, but I didn't grab like everything because I didn't. I don't think I need like everything. Maybe I'll grab some of the. Do you want me to grab this stuff in the hallway? Okay, so I'll come back down there and grab some more stuff because I just grabbed like a couple things, but I'll come back down. Um, okay. Alright, I'm like doing a live stream right now, so I'm just yeah, everybody's like, who are you talking to? And I'm like, oh yeah, it's money in my building. Okay, okie doke, bye. Cool. Okay. Which girlfriend are you talking to? I don't have a girlfriend. How dare you say East Oakland is rough? You lived in West Oakland for crying out loud. I mean, you're right about that. Like, how can I say East Oakland's rough? Because West Oakland is the only difference between West Oakland and East Oakland. West Oakland is a little bit closer to the city. That's all. But about the same thing. Don't block me in. Mm. Are you staying near Lake Merritt? Why block me? I didn't block you. What do you mean? Would you rather live in LA or in NY? Mm, definitely NY versus LA. LA is very. It's a whole different animal. I mean, LA would be amazing to live at in the middle of the winter though, versus New York. But LA is just it's a different animal, you know. You gonna travel anytime soon? So I really want to travel, but like I'm not gonna go travel to some country and have to quarantine. I'm not gonna go travel to some country and I'm in that country and I have this plan of going to the next country and then there's like something come up like there's like a change of plans like I don't want to go through that like I've been to enough places in the world that I'm not in a hurry to just go out and travel again. So that's kind of how I miss it. Do you miss school? I don't miss school at all. I mean, I kind of miss learning stuff, but like test and just I don't know. I just really don't miss school at all. I mean, I kind of miss learning stuff, but then I just watch shit on YouTube, and it's just as entertaining for me. Oh my gosh, I definitely do not miss school at all. Oh my gosh, cold or hot? Right now, the temperature is it's windy outside. I'm gonna do lunch. It's 18 outside, 16, but I gotta put that in Fahrenheit because if you 61 degrees outside. I use the Celsius system, so I say 16. But yeah, it's chilly outside. I'm studying and reading theories, so well, I just would rather do things more in the real world than the practical world. You only learn so much in school. You only learn so much in school. You need to have an introduction to the real world because school is not the real world. Hmm. Our vegan food in the UK good? Yeah, I would say UK has got some of the best vegan food. Didn't learn much in school. I didn't really learn much in school. You know, I would say the most important thing I learned in school. It was a couple things. A couple of very very important things I learned in school. This has nothing to do with books, by the way. Number one, I learned. It's gonna sound very funny, okay? But like I said, it's super practical. I learned, number one, it's very important not to procrastinate. Okay? It's very important in life not to procrastinate. All right? This is a basic thing you learn in school. Number two, very, very important lesson. Very important lesson. I use this in life all the time. Whenever you have a deadline for something, okay, always ask for an extension. Okay? If you are on a test, always, and if you're studying for a test, always ask, is this on the test? Like, ask questions, okay? Ask questions that are not there. Don't be afraid to ask questions, all right? If they say, okay, the deadline is March the 1st, you need to ask them, okay, well, what about the 30th? You know, always try to hustle, you know, always push forward. You know, if they say 1,500, ask for 12, you know? A lot of people won't do that. Like, a lot of people won't. Like, you give them, you give them one thing and they'll just take it, you know? School taught me some very basic shit. School also taught me to make connections, okay? Because when I was in college, I made mad connections and I saw how things were. And I'm not talking about I made mad connections where like I had like a fancy job and stuff, but like I kind of met some pretty cool people in college, you know what I mean? And that sort of translates in life, you know? You need to meet cool people in life, you know? So those are the three most important things I learned in college. And, you know, maybe a lot of people would disagree with those things, but I think that those are most important things I learned, like basic skill things. Of course, like I've learned things like, you know, other things that, but other things that I've learned I can't really apply to my life so simple, you know? Are you moving out of this one place you've been living? Yeah, so I am looking to move out of here. I'm trying to figure out where. I'm trying to figure out where to move and when to move. I'm trying to figure out if I move out of here, should I go should I go on a road trip or travel for like a month and then come back and then look for a place because things will be even cheaper by then? Should I like take off work for a month and then just go travel cross country? You know, rent a van, travel cross country, just sleep in the van. You know, just thinking about doing that for like a month. You know, maybe I can go see my family. You know, and then migrate back to California. I definitely don't want to live in a van. There's something about living in a van that I just don't find appealing. And one thing about van life, I'll be honest, yo. I think this is the most unappealing thing I think about van life. Van life has this association with social media so much. And like 99% of the people promoting van life on social media, that shit's fake. Like, they do not live in vans. And this is why I do not want to I don't want to do anything with van life. Like, literally, I want nothing to do with van life just because I know a lot of those people on YouTube that have all these vans, like, they don't actually live in them. They just do it for views, you know? That's just something I don't want to do, you know? That's kind of why I don't really like to talk about the stock market. Because right now, so many people are talking about the stock market. Like literally everybody is talking about the stock market. And it's almost like, well, how can I not make videos, you know? Like, I was just sitting here, like, trading, like, earlier today. And, like, I made, like, $300. And I, lost, like, 170 of it, you know? And I was just like, well, so fucking what? Like, I don't care. Like, shit, still $125. And that's actually money I made. It wasn't like I bought the stock and it went up. No, like, it went up and I sold. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, oh no, I was going somewhere else with this. What kind of electric skateboard do you have? I have a Boosie. Yeah, so van life. Yeah, I was talking about van life. So like, I don't really want to do van life. I mean, that's kind of why. I mean, I would rather like I just rather sleep in a damn car almost. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of fake. And it's somewhat of a hassle to live in a van. Somewhat of a hassle, like, you know, like if you're a dude, yeah, you can like get away with, you know, pissing in a cup every once in a while, but like eventually that cup gonna fill up, you know. And then what are you gonna, you know what I mean? Like you gotta go dump it somewhere. Like it's like, I don't know. Is it safe? I feel like a van is unsafe. It really depends on where you at, you know, where you are. You know, I mean, I guess if you're out in the wilderness, someone could attack you, but then I guess a bear could attack you. You know, in the city, I guess, you know, people could attack you. So I guess it really depends, like, where you are. You should travel to Rochester, New York, and try a garbage plate. I don't know what a garbage plate is. Van life seems dangerous to me. I mean, if you crash your van, you're gonna be homeless. You know, if somebody hits you, you're just gonna be straight homeless, bro. Like for real. Question: do you still use Taskrabbit? Why in NYC? Is it worth it? So I used to use Taskrabbit in NYC, but the reason why I don't like to use Taskrabbit in NYC is when I switch my accounts, like you know how you do the radius and you say I want to work in this area. People would still hire me from San Francisco, and then when I would reject over and over, that got me like deactivated because like my acceptance rating was low because people kept trying to hire me from SF. So like that's my last experience using TaskRabbit in New York, you know. But I would imagine TaskRabbit would be busy in New York just because people are moving out, right? And New York got a whole bunch of TaskRabbit people. That is true. Didn't think about crashing. Are you considering? Yeah, I am considering an apartment actually. Oh, they don't do ratings no more on Postmates. That's what's up. But what I think I may do is there's this one place I really want to move to that's really close to where I live now. Like it's really close, like 2 blocks away. I really want to move here because it's a brand new, modern building right here in the TL. But then I also know something too. This is what I know. I know that if I go down there and live, I'll get a really good deal, right? They'll give me a really good deal. A studio, maybe it was 2,400 earlier, but now I could probably get the same studio for like 1,900, possibly 1,800, right? But then I also know like, what if I move there today, and then within a year from now, my life has changed, right? And what I mean by my life has changed, what if I want to stay here? Like, what if I want to stay in the city? What if I'm doing something else different than what I'm doing today? Because, 6 months ago, I didn't think I would be in this situation where, I kind of want to stay, And I'm thinking, in a year from now, what if I want to stay, okay? Things are different. What if I'm in a relationship or something? They're going to raise the rent on that place. So if I get in 1,800 this year, next year if things get better, they'll raise it. They'll keep raising it. They'll keep raising it. It's a brand new building. But then there's a bunch of rent control buildings that are in the city that are not bad. There's some really, really decent rent control buildings in the city. So I'm thinking of doing something very clever here. All right. I really want to live at Building A. Really want to live at Building A. The prices at Building A, it used to be $2,800. Building A right now, it's going for like $1,800. All right. Yesterday, Building A had places for like $1,600. Like literally, I'm talking about some of these prices are like free falling, yo. Like literally, some places free falling. All right. So what I really want to do is if I know it's 1,600 a month, and this is a high rise unit, I know if it's 1,600 a month, it's going to be one on the lower floor. It's probably going to be one on the lower floor, and it's probably going to be one with old appliances, right? I'm looking at the dates now, and it's the middle of the summer, right? So my guess is this. What if I go stay at the fancy place that I really like, which is building B, right? The building B, the brand new building, right? I'll be the first person to live there. I go down there and I talk to them and you know, maybe I can get it for 1,800 a month, right? Or maybe they want to say you know, okay, maybe it's 19, right? If it's 1,900, let's see. If it's 1,900, I don't want to give them 1,900. I want to give them. Um, I want to give them 750. 750 times three. No, actually, 5,000 divided by three. Okay, so if that place. So okay, this is what I think I'm gonna do. The place in the TL that I really like, that was built this year, that I know for sure if I stay there long term, the price is gonna go up. I go down there and I talk to them and I say, hey, look, I want to stay here for 3 months, okay? And they say, okay, yeah, you want to stay for 3 months? And I'm like, yeah, but I'll give you $5,000 right now for 3 months. So $5,000 divided by three is $1,666. So that's lowballing them on the 1,900, right? Now, you may wonder, why would someone want to take that, right? Okay. This is probably why someone would want to take that. Number one, they know for sure I'm going to move out. And they know for sure that they got a lot of units sitting there and they're not going anywhere, right? So if you let me come in for a little bit and leave, at least you'll get some money, right? Okay, and number two reason why they may be really quick to take $5,000 is, let me give you this scenario. Right now in the city, you can't evict anyone, right? You can't evict anyone until like January 2021, okay? So, if I go and sign a year lease and just pay the first month's rent, and then just don't pay the next month's rent, and then don't pay the next month's rent, and then don't pay the next month, and then don't pay, and then January rolls around, let's say we're still in a pandemic and they just extend that. Well, like basically, like I can just rack up like debt, right? And they know this. They know this, but they're taking a chance on like that you know the person moving in is not going to do this, but they know that this could happen. But if I say like, yo, I just want to stay here for 3 months and I'm getting the hell out of this city, I'll give you $5,000 cash. They might just be like, yeah. So this will put me in another situation. This will kill two birds with one stone because I'll get to stay at the cool place I really want to, and then let's get back to building A, right? Maybe by that time, building A, the rent control building, instead of it being 1,600, instead of it being 1,800, 1,700, 1,600, maybe it's lower. Maybe it's lower in 3 months from now. Maybe it's lower. Maybe it is lower. My girlfriend and I pay $5,000 a month, but we own a house. Okay, so one thing a lot of people don't get is, yeah, you do pay. Okay, people that don't live in the city don't get it. They don't get $2,000 a month. They don't get $1,500 a month. But what a lot of people don't get outside of the city is they don't get the opportunities that are in the city. Just like they don't get how people pay that amount in rent, they also don't get what people do in the city to make money. So it's like it's a two-way street, right? Most people in the city, their rent is like their big. That's like their only. That's like their biggest expense. That's like their only expense. Like the biggest one. You know, rent, and then your phone bill, and then you know maybe health insurance, maybe all the other bills are smaller, but rent is going to be the big one. Okay, when you live in a place like in a car culture place, people pay a lot in rent, and then people also they have a car. Maybe they have a car payment. Maybe they have gas. Maybe they have all that stuff with the car. So at the same time, it's like you can't really. They're not. I don't know. Like $2,000 a month in rent is like a good deal. Like it versus where things were just a month ago. I mean, versus where things 6 months ago. Okay, the same place. That's $2,000 now was like 3,000. Like that's why people are like, wow, this is a good deal. Like because things are like I don't know. I can't really explain. Like I mean, it's kind of a city thing. I mean, when I read the comments on some of these videos, the videos of where I go into the different apartments, the comments are like all over the place. Like, some people are like on this end saying, I could never pay that much for an apartment. Like, it's so small. Like, I have this huge house back home. And then I hear other people say, that's a really good deal, man. I'm thinking about moving to that building. Like, I live in the city right now. And I'm just like, this is all over the place, yo. What y'all talking about? What's the longest you plan to lease? You just I think I'm gonna do like maybe 1 month, no 1 year lease. Yeah, people don't get it. People don't get it at all. Urban people versus suburban people. I mean, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Like when I first went to New York, okay, this is why I was like, bro, I want to live in the city, yo. Like, dude, fuck living outside the city. But then, just because I wanted to live in the city when I first moved to New York, like, I didn't just go and live in the city, right? But this is what I figured out about the city. So, I grew up in Memphis. Now, if y'all know, Memphis is not like, it's not the most progressive place in the country. Memphis is not the most, it's not the most affluent place in the country, right? People ain't doing good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it basically it ain't the most popular. It ain't the most happening spot. Okay. So I remember going to New York, and it just seemed like, bro, like I need to be here. You know what I mean? Like just seeing how like the life is and like opportunities and jobs and like how people hustle, how people have five things going on at the same time, you know, how people got so many things going on at the same time, and you can do that because there's so many people in one spot. Versus back home in Memphis, most people I know, they just do different. They just do more like they just do different jobs. Like you work at a warehouse, you work at the mall. You sell real estate. People would just do one thing. You know, you would meet people in New York. Oh, I do this on Friday nights, and I got this other gig over here on this other spot over here, and I play music over here, like Tuesday and Wednesday, and then I do telemarketing over this spot, a couple days a week. You know what I mean? Like you be like, dang, yo, and like you get straight hustle because it's so many opportunities, and it's all about timing. It's all about timing. You know what I mean? Like you can be in more than one place. And then I figured out another thing about New York. This is why I was like, yo, if you're trying to get ahead, this is why you want to be in the city. Think about it. Think about this here. Bro, I'm just saying, think about this here. Okay, if you're trying to push something, if you're trying to hustle something, where is it going to be the easiest place to do that at? Like if you a city will be the easiest place to push something. I'm trying to go somewhere else. Alex was on the news. What was Alex on the news for? I talked to Alex about a week ago, probably. I don't know, dude. I don't really even want to talk about the city anymore. Like, it's an amazing place. You all gotta come here if you want to come here. I mean, if you don't want to come here, don't come here because I'm gonna tell y'all something I was thinking about. No, I don't want to live in a van. I don't want to live in an RV or a van. Like, I don't. But RV, and right now RV sales are really picking up big, and I think RV sales are picking up big because people want to travel. And like, if you the type of person you get on a plane, you go to like another country. But now we got this coronavirus thing. But if you get an RV, it's easy to like travel. So I think I think RVs are cool, but I wouldn't want to do one. Is it hard moving from Europe to the U.S.? I don't think so. I see people move from Europe to the U.S. Well, I used to see people move from Europe to the U.S. all the time. So are you moving out of California or no? I don't have any plans on moving out of California right now. I grew up in the city, so I totally understand rent prices. I live in the East Bay, but like you said, there is a lot of other expenses that add up quick to your commute into the city. I mean, right now, like I actually think, like, this is what I think. I could be totally wrong on this, but I really think it's actually better. I think it's more beneficial to live in a city versus a car culture type place. And the reason why I say that is if you can your numbers in the city can look vastly different than your numbers outside of a city. For example, let's say let's just use this example here. Let's just use an Uber driver, right? An Uber driver. You come to the city. You let's not use Uber. Let's use a delivery driver on a bike, right? Not an electric bike, just a normal bike. Got a delivery driver. He makes $1,000 a week, right? Delivers in the city. Now rent is very expensive in the city, right? $3,000 a month for a place, $2,000 a month for a place. But someone like this can still find like a cheap place. They don't have to pay market rate. Like they can find a cheaper place. They can possibly find a place for a room, a box in a house for $700 a month, right? Yes, this person with the bike that's delivering in the city is not going to live like someone in Texas, doing a similar job. They're not going to live the same way. But the person in the city has more opportunities at like, the person in Texas probably need a car to get around, okay? The person in Texas probably need a car. The person in the city, they could probably just, find a cheap place far from the city. As long as it's connected to public transportation, they can use that transportation to get to any job in the city, okay? So basically, they don't even have to live in the city. If they just live close enough to it, they can have access to jobs without having a car, all right? And who knows? Like, I mean, if they live in the city, that's just even better. Another scenario I like to look at too is kids. Okay, you can't talk about things without talking about kids, and kids in the city. Kids in the city have a massive advantage over kids that don't live in the city, and this is just bottom line. Okay, this is just bottom line. Like, when I look at young kids in New York, in San Francisco, well, maybe not so much in San Francisco, because San Francisco is it's a different type of city. San Francisco doesn't show its flash the same way. Um, San Francisco is kind of weird. It's its own different thing, but um, in New York, okay, let's just take let's just take this example. You live with your parents, right? You live with your parents in San Francisco. You're 16 years old. So you go get a job down at the local shop, Starbucks or whatever. You're 16 years old. Starbucks pays you $15 an hour. You go walk down the Starbucks. Like, it's the Starbucks like 4 or 5 blocks away. Or it's the Starbucks halfway across town and you just pay $2 and take the bus over there, right? Versus the kid that lives in Memphis who's 16 years old, who, when he's 16 years old, he wants to go get that same job at Starbucks. Now don't get me wrong, the kid in Memphis, he's not paying rent because he lives with his parents. The kid in SF, he's not paying rent because he lives with his parents. I'll talk about Kodak in a minute. But then if you look at the different kids, like, minimum wage in Memphis is like I don't remember the minimum wage, but it's like, I think $8. Like, what's the federal minimum wage? It's the federal minimum wage, whatever the federal minimum wage is. So, like, you're gonna have this kid in Memphis making less than the kid in San Francisco, right? But the kid in Memphis lives in a place where you need a car to get around. So the kid in Memphis is, he's gonna need a used car. You're gonna need $5,000 to put down. He's gonna need $6,000. He's gonna need $7,000 to put down. But you know what the kid in San Francisco gonna do? He don't need no car, right? So what he gonna do? He just gonna go down to the Gucci store, go get on something fresh, right? Right? And he gonna invest some money too. The kid in Memphis, he gonna go get on a car, $6,000, right? That car gonna keep costing him money, yo. That car gonna keep costing him money. He gonna get some parking tickets. He gonna get a speeding ticket. The police gonna pull him over, speeding, right? He might get into a car accident. Insurance, gotta get a little deductible. Gotta get a rental car for a little bit, you know. Go downtown, gotta pay. You know what I mean? Like, you already making less than this kid in the city, right? You already making less, and then the things that you buy are gonna depreciate faster, and they're gonna cost you more money. And this is when I was like, yo, wait, it's all about the assets you buy. Like, some assets don't depreciate like other assets, I don't know if I'm making any sense. Like, maybe I should talk about something else. Like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes, like, I like talk about stuff and people are like, I don't know what the fuck this dude's talking about. He said our government is so quick to bail out corporations, but slow to bail out working people. He said, talk to him. Yeah, I guess the cost of living. It is the cost of living. Cost of living ain't going down. It's going up. Kodak. Do YouTube and what apps use? I've used a bunch of trading apps. Kodak. So Kodak. I'm not talking about Kodak Black, but I'm talking about Kodak the stock. Yesterday I was looking at Kodak, so it was like $12, and I was thinking, I should probably jump on this one. But I know if I would have jumped on Kodak yesterday, I would have bought like maybe 10 shares. I wouldn't have went like in. I wouldn't have went like a big position, I would have just did like I buy 10 shares. I don't care if it goes to zero type situation, by just having it on my radar. But then this morning when I seen it up, I was like, oh, let's just roll with this one, I think this is gonna be a good trade. So I just made a couple different trades and it was pretty good. Nice. You haven't read your work in a while. I'll probably write it tomorrow. Like, it's weird because whenever I wake up and I like have my hair in a position and I don't want to wear the helmet, I'll ride the bike. Because I never ride the bike with the helmet. Jermaine, if you can afford a nice apartment, go for it. Oh yeah, I'm totally gonna go for it because what I'm gonna do is, once I get the apartment, like, well, one reason why I'm not really tripping on the price is because I have like I have basically I have a small business, um, so with my small business, the YouTube and the Shopify stuff like that, I can write off 25% of the rent. I can write off like on taxes. So like, if it's $2,000 a month, that's 25%. So that's $500 a month I can write off. So $500 times what 12 is like $6,000 a year. So let's just say I made $100,000 this year. Well, I can take $6,000 off of the 100,000. So now I'm paying taxes on the 94 instead of the 100. You get it? So that's why I don't really. It's kind of crazy when people talk about the price because that's another thing. See, this is another thing that people in the city don't. They don't make this connection. Okay, I think a lot of people in the city don't even make this. People outside the city don't make this connection. I think people in the city don't make this one either. But I notice in the city there are a lot of people who work and live. Like they work and live and they live in the same place and they work. Because especially in the Soma neighborhood, there's a lot of buildings where it's like a work and live building where like it's just like that. Like you do everything there. Um, and if someone lives in a place like that, they obviously have a business and they're writing off a large chunk of that in taxes. Okay? So while you're having these other people over here saying, oh, $4,000 a month in rent. Well, you gotta. That's $4,000 a month in rent. What's not getting to you is how they're pulling that off. Okay, it's two people living there, right? Okay, so they both pay $2,000 a month, and then when they do their taxes, they get to claim $1,000 off, right? I mean, it's so many ways. I'm telling you, that's the first thing. The best thing I learned in college was to ask questions and work the system. You know, ask questions and learn how to work the system. College don't teach you how to work the system, but that's one thing I picked up is like, yo, you gotta work the system to be successful. Like that's how I made it to halfway through. Man, I'd be sitting in class and I'm like, look, I do not want to fucking study for this goddamn test. So you know what I would do? I would be that person in class that would always ask, hey, is this on the test? And if the teacher said no, it wasn't on the test, do you think I would freaking pay it any attention? No, I'm gonna be looking at something else. And then if they say, yeah, it's on the test, I'm gonna freaking pay it attention, right? You gotta be that person. You always gotta ask for extensions. You always gotta ask for things. Hey, can I do this? Can I? Okay, if I don't do that, can I do something over here to make up for it? Man, always be willing and dealing, yo. Why don't you prefer a house? That's a really good question. Why don't I prefer a house? So right now, I could literally, like, if I went back home. Okay, for example, let's say if I moved back to Tennessee today. Okay, for some magical reason, I just felt really confident, and I said, look, I want to move back to Tennessee. Well, I wouldn't rent. I would move back, and I would look for a place to stay, look for a place to buy. I would look for something, I don't know, maybe $150,000, right? Because you need, what, $30,000 to put down? So, like, I know for sure I have, like, one account. I could put down, like, $30,000, right? So that's what I would do if I was moving back to Memphis. I would take that route. Okay. But there's also this other scenario. There's also this other scenario of not buying real estate. Of not buying real estate. And the reason why there's this scenario of not buying real estate, you might wonder, like, why would you not buy real estate? Okay. There's a couple of reasons why you would not buy real estate. Let's just use San Francisco for an example, because it won't really make as much sense for Memphis, but maybe it actually could make sense for Memphis because maybe it could. But I'm gonna use SF. Okay, we're going to use these numbers. I was looking at these numbers the other day. Okay, I saw an apartment in San Francisco for sale for $335,000. This apartment was at 10th and Mission. Okay, this is a brand new building. This building was built like 3 years ago. This is a below market rental. Okay, now with a mortgage, with the first time buyer, not with the first time buyers program, but with a mortgage, with putting 20% down, you'd have to put down like $70,000, right? $70,000 to put down on that condo. On top of the $70,000, now you have to do things like pay for property tax and insurance. So property tax on that place was about $220 a month. The HOH fees were like $420 a month. And then the mortgage, basically, you were looking at a mortgage of about $3,000 a month. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, I'm breaking this down why I'm not doing a mortgage, and I'm going to tell y'all what I'm doing instead, okay? Now, I can rent the same place for $2,500. Now, some people would say, oh, well, if you rent it, you will never own it. But think about this. Look at this scenario. When people say buying a house is the best investment you can make, buying a house is the best investment you can make, I'm going to tell you right now how buying a house is not the best investment you can make. No. It's all about your opportunity cost. Okay? It's all about your opportunity cost. Let's use this example. Let's say I bought that condo in San Francisco last year, and I took the $70,000 and put down on that condo, right? If I would have put down on that condo, yeah, I would have been paying about $3,000 every month since last year. So that's what, $36,000, right? Now, when you're paying $36,000 the first year on a 30-year loan, all of that money is basically going to interest. Practically none of it's going to your principal. So basically that first year, all that money's gone. You're paying the HOH fees, you're paying the freaking the 1% insurance, the property tax. Oh my gosh, you are freaking burning through cash. Okay? Now on the flip side, I could have just been paying $2,500 a month with $70,000 somewhere else to invest. Now check this out. Anybody pay any attention to Tesla stock? Anybody pay any attention to Tesla stock? Let's just use the example of I paid $2,500 in rent, and instead of just having that money in the Chase bank account, the money was in Tesla in just 1 year. The money in Tesla, $70,000 invested in Tesla last year would be enough to pay for that condo in cash. So this is why you have to pay very close attention to your opportunity cost. Okay? Going to Memphis, okay? Putting $30,000 down on a house in Memphis last year would have been a bad deal, because $30,000 in Tesla would have paid for that $150,000 house. Some things are increasing faster than real estate. Real estate is a place to live. It's a place you can touch it. You can, you can't touch stocks. You can have $1 million in stocks, and so what? But you can have $1 million house, and you and your friends can go have a party in the house, So I'm not knocking real estate, okay? But real estate it's a different animal. It's a different animal. It's a different one. I did a lot of talking there. Did that make any sense? Gates went to Harvard. Gates. Good math, smart. Okay, so I was gonna tell y'all too. So you may wonder, Jermaine, you're gonna go move to this other place, right? You're gonna go move to this other place. So what are you gonna do when you go move to this other place? What you, I mean, you're just gonna have cheap rent, right? Okay, so this is my scenario. This is what I'm doing. Since I'm not investing in real estate, and since I want to live in the city, since I don't want to buy anything in the city, I basically have a home equity account. It's basically what I call it. It's a made up account that I come up with. And some of these numbers may not make a lot of sense to you guys, but this is how I come up with this whole deal. I want to think of real estate as good equity. It is good equity if it's good equity, if it's going up. Okay, and also one thing to get that good equity in real estate, what's your opportunity cost? Okay, how much do you have to put down? Do you have to put down, like, once again, how much do you have to put down? Opportunity cost. So, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, the equity account. Okay, so whenever you okay, when you have a mortgage, some of the percentage of the mortgage go to equity. Very small percentage when you first get a house. Very small percent of it goes to actual paying down the loan. Majority of it goes to interest. It goes to insurance. It goes to taxes. It goes to things like that. But a little bit actually goes to you in the part that you can pull out of that house. So what I figured out is this. Well, since I'm staying in the city and since I'm always paying rent, this is what I should do. I should create my own home equity, right? But how can I create my own home equity if I don't fucking own a house? Let's just make one up out of thin air. So how are you gonna do this, Jermaine? This is what I'm gonna do. So back when the mark as a renter, okay? Go listen to me. This is gonna be a good one, okay? I'm giving y'all some golden nuggets here, okay? Back when $2,500 was the average price for a studio. Now it's like, I think the height was like 35 or something like that. But like when it was 2,500, I said to myself, $2,500 is what I'm paying in rent from now on. Okay. Now, this did not always work because when I was traveling and stuff like that, I didn't keep towards this rule. But basically, since I've been back from traveling from this last trip, I've basically kept to this rule completely. Okay, my rent is $2,500 in the city. No, actually, I don't pay $2,500 in rent, but I tell myself this. This is what my rent is. Okay, so let's just say my rent is actually. Let's just say my rent is actually $700, right? Let's just say magically I'm paying $700 and I'm living in San Francisco. Could you just imagine if I was living here and I was just paying, $700, right? Okay, so my rent's $2,500, but I'm actually paying $700, right? So there's an extra what there's an extra shit I can't add right now. There's an extra $1,700 left over, right? Right? No, there's an extra $1,800 left over. So where's that $1,800 going? Where's that $1,800 going every month? Once again, I'm gonna ask y'all one more time. Where do you think that $1,800 a month is going? It's not going to taxes. Well, I mean, it is going to taxes, but it's not going to property tax for a home. It's not going to HOH fee. Okay, it's not going to interest. No, that money is going into my home equity account. That's where it's going. I'm gonna give myself a number like this. useless stuff, and also useless stuff. Like if I want to buy something, you know, that's expensive. You know, my homies that have owned their homes, they'll just go and refinance their house. You know, get $50,000, get $20,000, get $10,000. You know, I just go to the home equity account and just pull out $10,000, and I don't have to do any refinancing. It's just selling some stocks. You know, to pull this off, you gotta have some self discipline. You know, you gotta have some self discipline because it's very, 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 very easy to pay a mortgage every month. Pay a mortgage every month, and that mortgage is like your savings. And like 10 years later, you can pull from that mortgage, and like you need some money, you can pull from it. But what is not very simple for people to do is, you know, have a cheap amount of rent and then have a lot of money to play with. Oh, I can do this. I can go shopping. Oh, I can go to the mall. Let's go to the casino. No, you gotta be disciplined. You gotta know how to walk in a straight line, keep your head up, keep going. You know, that's how you gotta do it. You know, never live beyond your means, and you will always make it. Yes, dude, I'm telling you, traveling the world has taught me so much about living below my means. Jermaine has evolved. I haven't evolved. I've been doing a lot of these things for a long time. I don't always like talk like this. Like I'm having a pretty deep like live stream right now. Like usually I'm just like random like talking about stuff, but we all like deep over here talking about this and that. There are apartments in my city that cost 15,000 a month. I know there's a bunch in that's not 15,000 a month. Very smart people get in by a slow pace. Like we said, we love college classes. Yeah, college classes are very boring. They're not boring, but like sometimes the professor is like so much better than what they're teaching. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, yo, I want to talk to you about like what I want to talk to you about what you know instead of having you teach me about. You know what I mean? Like it's just different. You bought it at $400, then it may not be a big deal. I bought one at $400. I bought something at $400. How about an RV? Everyone learns differently. What you finish? What degree? I studied finance for like 2 years, and then I just didn't go back to school. Like I just, this is like fuck it, bro. I don't want to do this anymore. Pretty much, and it wasn't even like a stoner type mentality. It was more like I had a teacher that straight up asked me in class one day, like, "What are you here for?" Like straight up, like just like that, like straight up, just like that. And the reason why he asked me because he knew I had the brains not to be there. And when he asked me that, you're like, "What are you here for?" Because basically he saw me like always hustling and shit in class, and he knew what was up. He was like, man, this dude can be somewhere else, not locked up in the classroom. And when he asked me that, man, it was the last day I was in the class. I was like, fuck that shit, bro. I'm done with these. I'm done with these colleges. I'm done with these kids. And I like started working for my friend's taxi company, and that was a lot of fun because I have lots of stories about that. Maybe I should make a video talking about working for the taxi company back in Santa Barbara. There was this chick that I nothing. I don't want to talk about girls in this video. Girls, caution is why you. My question is, why don't you want to get an apartment now? Cause so well, the reason why I want to get an apartment now is because it's such a good deal. It's such a good deal now. I didn't want to get an apartment before because I mean the city was lit, like it was lit, but now they're giving this shit away. Like now, it's so many people looking at apartments that like they don't even do tours. They just leave them open. Just go walk around and look. If you like it, come back down and talk to us. If you don't, just keep on moving. Like this, I don't know. Why in the hell did they make it take a music course in art? Yeah, a music course in art. Well, they make you take the music course in art, so you can like hit on the girl in the art class. This time, the time drum is right. Taxi cab confessions. I actually met this chick in my freaking taxi cab. We still talk today. She's like an ex-girlfriend too. It was so amazing because like we talked for like a little bit. Like when we first met, we were talking, hanging out, and then we sort of went our separate ways. But I remember she was like a thick girl. Like she was like not like fat, but like she was thicker. You know what I mean? And then I didn't see her for like 4 or 5 years, and then I saw her again, and she had lost so much weight, and I was just like I was attracted to her like back then, and then when I saw her like and she had lost like so much weight, like I was even way more attracted to her. Like it was insane. It was insane. Bummer. I was like totally talking. Yeah. I kind of like her. I want to tell y'all something. Hopefully she ain't watching. So like, I was talking to this chick in the bay for like a minute, y'all. Like straight up. You know one thing I know. I'm gonna say some shit, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. What happened to her? Well, I mean, if I call her right now, she'll probably answer the phone. But one thing I noticed is like I don't think she wants to hang out because you know how sometimes when you can do something to someone, like you can do something and someone else gets the complete wrong idea, right? So for example, I got these, when I got the Gucci shoes, she totally got the wrong idea. And it's like, yo, if you come look at my closet, like there is nothing in my fucking closet that is nothing like those shoes. Like nothing. Right? I don't own anything like that, right? I think I have another pair of Gucci shoes like in storage somewhere, but I mean, you guys never see me wear them, basically, So she was just like, "Oh, you're like materialistic," and I don't know if she was saying like I was materialistic, but like something along those lines. And I was just like, I bought them because I liked them, blah blah blah. And then we, like, right the day before the mall was closing on like a Sunday, like 2 weeks ago, and I straight up wanted to go to the mall and like get the Gucci messenger bag, but I straight up didn't want to tell her because she wanted me to come and like visit her at like 10 a.m. and I don't know, maybe we're gonna hook up or something like that. But like we're gonna like go visit at like 10 a.m. But like the Gucci store opened at like 12, and like I really wanted to go by the Gucci store before I go see her. So I told her, I was like, yo, look, I want to go out a mall and pick something up. And when I told her I wanted to go out a mall and pick something up, I'm pretty sure that she automatically assumed that I wanted to go to the Gucci store. So like after I went to the Gucci store, I called her like, 12:15 because the Gucci store is like 4 minutes walking from here. I call her and I'm like, yo, I'm about to jump on BART and come out to the East Bay. And she was like, let's just not hang out today. Like, yeah. You just do your shopping thing. And I'm just like, oh, okay, alright, cool. So I'm like, alright, cool, shit. Gucci'd out. Like, I'm gonna chill in the city. I ain't gotta be doing no traveling today. Cause like she just lives living in the East Bay. Like I have to take the train. I have to go into the Bay and like, I mean I don't mind doing it, but then I also don't mind just staying here in the city. But like, she was kind of a cool chick. You know what I mean? Like she was cool. I mean she didn't want to. Like we didn't really do anything because there's not a lot of places to go because we're on lockdown. So we mainly just hung out at her house. did a lot of cuddling. She really, really liked cuddling. She's literally like the first person I hugged in like months. Like for real. First person I hugged in like months. So we like cuddle all the time. She also didn't have a job, so like I thought that was so fucking cool that she didn't have a job. I thought it was so dope because I don't have to worry about her judging me about what I do because shit, you don't do shit. You know? And I'm not gonna judge her, but she was under the impression that I would judge her. But like no, like I mean, if you can make it without a job, like I don't care if you get money from other people and you live off of other people. Like I don't fucking care. Like if you're a trust fund, I would hang out with you. I would hang out with you. Like I would probably get along with trust funds more than I would get along with people that worked at Starbucks because, I mean, trust funds are probably gonna be more chill. You know, they're probably just I mean. Freaking when I was in New York a couple summers ago, like, I want to know what half of those people do, cause like, I mean, I was making YouTube videos. That's what I was hanging around doing. But like, some of these dudes, like, it's like no one had a job. You know, it's just like, man, I'm about to go get another skateboard. Like, how much this one? $2,500. And it's like, but you just got one last week for like $2,000. Now you got another one for $2,500. Yeah, and I got an electric bike coming next week. I'm like, you know, and you see them like all day, like all day, like definitely no shortage of money. You know, like it's like dang, yo. But yeah, I don't know what happened to her. Like she was just like, we went to like this. We went to a sesh. A sesh is where you buy. It's like a farmer's market, but you buy weed. It's really really popular in East Bay and stuff like that. So we were there, and she kind of lives somewhat. She lives a car ride from the sesh, right? The sesh was in East Oakland, and I was like, "Yo, you want to get some food, right?" She was like, "Yeah, let's get some food." We should get some food closer to. She wanted to get food closer back to her place, but there's like no food near her place. But since we're in Oakland, I was like, "You want to go to this falafel place?" And I was like, "You want to go to this falafel place?" And she was like, "Where is it?" And I was like, "Oh, it's here in Oakland." And she was like, "Oh, really?" And she looked at the address, and she started like freaking out. Like, she's like, "No, I don't want to go." Like, she's kind of like just freaked out, you know. And like, I was just kind of like went with the flow, like, okay, you know. I could totally forgive you, you know what I mean? But like, I was like, well, dang, like it's almost like we couldn't really go to Oakland, like, you know. It's just kind of got like, you know, just like I don't know what happened. Like it was just like maybe she just didn't want to go. Because maybe it's the neighborhood. Maybe it's be something over in that area or something. But she kind of freaked out. And, okay. How did we meet? I don't even want to say how we met. I don't think she would be watching. Or is it taking him so long to earn a associate's degree? 12 years. I'm totally not. It wasn't meant to be. Tell parents to take care of it. Everyone doesn't have a trust fund. I know everyone doesn't have a trust fund. She wasn't a trust fund. She was just someone that got money from parents or whatever type of situation. I paid $100,000 in tuition just to learn not to generalize. Could have just Googled that for free. Yo, welcome to America. You pay for like very, very little basic things. Oh, she's watching. She probably could be watching. But I don't think that she is interested because like the last couple of times I like called her on the phone. She would just get off the phone like really fast. I mean, it's pretty cool. Like, I mean, if I really want to hang out, I could probably hang out. Well, she's snobby. She wasn't snobby at all, actually. She's really down to earth, actually. She's pretty cool. Jermaine, are the girls prettier in SF or down south or NYC? I don't know, dude. Like, women are beautiful everywhere. I mean, I can't really say. Like, yes, Jermaine still dropping the videos, and all is right in the for health. All is right in the world. We live in a perfect world, y'all. Man, I'm watching Jermaine. That's awesome. You are a very humble guy and need someone who deserves you. You know, I was think I'm gonna keep it real. I don't think if I stay in that self, I don't think I'm gonna come close to finding anyone. And the reason why I say that is because of I just like to sort of look at trends, and I also like to look at past data, and I also like to look at things I do, places I go, people I associate with. Like I like to look at all of these things and make predictions. And the predictions I'm making is I'm not gonna meet anyone, like for sure. Um, these are just the predictions I'm gonna make, like, and I think if my life, how my life is now, I don't even know what would really. I think moving would possibly change it, but like I don't really know what to do because I definitely meet people, you know. I definitely meet people, but like I don't really just meet people that I'm just like, oh, I want to chill, you know. If you're white and white collar, you're golden and that stuff. This is very true. This is very true. Like if you're white and you have blue eyes, I know a lot of people don't want me to go there, but guess what? I just went there. So go ahead, hit the thumbs up. But like I mean, it's true. Sometimes people don't want to hear the truth, but like you just got a different deck of cards, you know. But I don't even know. Like I'm just uh, it's kind of I'm a very unique person because I'm like a lot of like I'm like it's crazy. I'm like really shy. I'm really freaking shy. Like you guys would not believe this because I'm sitting online and I'm talking to you guys and I'm live streaming and like I'll take a camera and I'll like go out and film stuff and like so it's hard to imagine that I would be shy, but I think one reason why I am so shy is because of like I don't even know how to say this, but like I'm very surprising to people. Bottom line, like I'm very surprising to people, and I don't like it. Almost like I don't want to talk to people. Like I almost don't want to light people up because it usually happens like it usually happens like if you talk to me like you're probably gonna quickly find out like damn what the fuck you on a whole nother level. You know what I mean? Like so I kind of don't want to come off that way. So a lot of times I just try not to say anything. Like I really like just try not to say anything. I try to be very like under the radar. I just try not to be very outspoken. I try not to have my opinion out there. I try not to show a lot of I try not to express myself in ways that everyone else do, you know. I try to be very bland, you know. And then it comes out in a weird way when like I finally crack up, you know, and then people are like, "What the fuck?" You know, like more and more people in my building. Or I've been talking to more and more people in my building, and then when I talk to them, they're just like fucking blown away. They're just like, "I thought you were just some dumbass black motherfucker, but you're actually really smart. Like you're really smart. Like we should hang out, you know." And I'm just like, I should just not say a goddamn thing to like anyone else for like the next fucking week. You know, that's I don't really say it that way, but like I don't know. Sometimes I'm like sometimes I want I want to play the stereotype. I want to play the stereotype. I just want to be the dumb black dude with dreadlocks. The dumb black dude with dreadlocks, right? That's just what I want you to think. And over here, I want to be hustling Robin Hood. I want to be doing this. I want to be doing that. I want to be planning this over here. I want to be over here getting this shit off the line, about to sell this on this other website over here. And I want all of y'all over here to think that, oh, he's just this, he ain't shit. Like, I just want to be super low key, yo. They're so weird about it. I don't think they're weird about it. I think it's just maybe you just didn't think I was the person. Maybe you didn't think I was the person that you thought. Just be your wonderful self. It's crazy. Sometimes I'll be like, yo, low key. I like straight tell myself low key, yo. Don't say shit. Just talk like you're doing, to the females. Talk like this to the females. What females? The only females I see are at Target. I mean, yo, and maybe if I go to a park, but I would feel so out of place at the park, yo. Like meeting people at Dolores Park, like, I never want to do that shit. That would be so awkward, yo. But maybe I just think that. Maybe I think that. Maybe if I like went there, maybe I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't be that way. How do you feel about this new thing black women are doing where they don't speak up for collective of black men anymore? I didn't even know much about it. I didn't really know, like, are black women not speaking up for the collective anymore? I mean, it's all divided anyway with the whole black and white situation. And then now, like, black women are gonna speak up. I don't know, dude. I'm gonna keep it real, y'all. Like, I follow black media on YouTube, but I always take black media. Like, I put black media in the same category. This gonna sound really fucked up. I put black media in the same category with CNN, Fox News, NPR, all those other ones. I put black media in the same category because if you know anything, if you know freaking anything, bro, if you know anything about media, you have to draw people in to keep them watching. And all media does that. Like, social media does the same thing. Like, that. Why you think you'll watch a video of like someone doing something really crazy versus someone doing something really boring? Because that crazy video is drawing you in, you know. And that's kind of how I look at, like, I don't know, what's the dating scene like in SF? I don't know. Dating scene is not that popping. Well, it's not that popping for me. I mean, it exists, but like, I don't know, like I literally be on dating apps for hours and just don't meet anyone. So like, I just don't even really spend that much time on them. What do you think? Or Jewish? What do you think of Jewish people? What do I think of them? I think, I mean, I think Jewish people are, you know, I can say this without getting in trouble. Jewish people and black people got a lot of things in common. Have a lot in common. But the thing that Jewish people have that black people don't have is they have this complexion that people don't know, that most non-Jewish people don't know who they are. And black people, you can tell we're black from a mile away. Now, why do I make this comparison? Okay, I don't know if black people are. Maybe black people are aware of this. Maybe black people are not. But Jewish people are hated, just like black people are hated. But once again, the difference is your average person can't tell a Jew. But your average person can tell a black person. And then also, if you know Jewish last names, you can easily connect the dots and figure out like who really has a lot of, well, you can really like figure out like the, banking industry in New York, the tech industry in Silicon Valley, and then you can also figure out the entertainment industry in Los Angeles. And this if you know certain last names. And I don't really want to get into this because we can go down another rabbit hole here, but like I said, I want people to think I'm dumb, and I want people to think I'm just this dude with dreadlocks, and that's all I really want people to think. You know what I mean? I don't want people to think that I know more than I really do, but connect the dots. It's like, they're a very, if you look at their population, they're a very, very small group of people, and just look at the wealth of the country. Like, okay. Next. I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I'm not hating on them at all. I'm not, but I think maybe I see it from a different perspective, And then another thing I'd say that's kind of fucking mind blowing is I've actually after I went to Israel, I come back to SF. I'm just like, God damn it, yo! There are Jewish people all over this city. And before I went to Israel, I didn't pay any attention. Never paid it any attention until I came back. And it's kind of interesting because when you're walking down the street, you never see them. Go in some of them office buildings, yo. You'd be like, well, damn, this is just like Israel. Anyway. That's my exclusive. Yeah. I've seen men in Tundra and you're smart speaking Spanish, so you gotta stop the BS. It's harder to break stereotypes to submit, but understand where you're coming from. Jewish people are very motivated. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. But I wonder. Oh no, Chinese people versus Jewish people. Oh no, that's a tough one. I'll have to ask a New Yorker for that one. Speaking codes, I'm not gonna. I can't speak in codes. We should talk about something else. I don't know. We can talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. This live stream is 90 minutes. I didn't think I was gonna live stream for 90 minutes. I gotta make some video for tomorrow. What am I gonna do? Maybe I'll do some calls, some debit spreads. Dating. We should talk about dating. Dating just doesn't work. It just doesn't work for me. I don't know, it just doesn't. What do you expect to see with big tech earnings tomorrow? I don't know. I'm not really following Apple and Amazon too much. I think I found the apartment that I think I want to move to. Definitely think I found it. So I can go check it out now, or I can wait a couple weeks and go check it out. So that's kind of where I'm Thinking, do you see yourself moving partially to open your dating life options? I would. This is something I've thought about for a long time. It's something that I can't really figure out because I know if I stay here for another year, I'm probably not gonna date, right? But then it's a tough one. I don't know. I'm just willing to just stay here and just not date. You know, I don't know. I'm kind of down with that. Like, I mean, it kind of sounds messed up, but like, you know, maybe it just doesn't work out. Maybe I'll just stay and like after I leave, maybe I'll date them. Was similar America and Israel? There's a lot of things similar to America and Israel. Moved to Oakland. Oakland, Berkeley, got beautiful things everywhere. Moved to Berkeley. I don't know. I lived in Oakland for a while. I wasn't really I don't really like the vibe in Oakland that much. I don't really like the culture in Oakland. Oakland's a very like it's a different it's just different in the city, like I don't like it. You would be able to date in Brooklyn. Brooklyn. You could possibly. Oh, now you guys are just. Now this is all turning into Jermaine and dating and stuff. I don't know. I don't even think. I don't think I need to date. I think it's okay if I don't date. Because my life is very. It's not very traditional. It's not very. It's very unconventional, you know? So it's probably best if I don't date. I should probably just, like, do cuddling jobs. Because that'll be, like, my affection, you know? You can just get it from random people. I'm getting tired. I don't know why. SF was fun. I used to live there 25 years ago. 25 years ago. No money, no honey. Mm-hmm. You buy a girl the world, they'll be with you. If you don't, you'll just be alone. Any racism in San Francisco, and what state is least racist? Okay, so racism in San Francisco. I mean, it definitely exists. It definitely exists, but I think the racism is. It's not like. It's different. Like back down south, like you would see like, it would be like rednecks, and it would be like white people versus black people, and it would be like these country hick dudes versus like ghetto dudes, you know, like that. You don't see stuff like that here. Like you don't really see. You don't really see that. Like if people are gonna be racist, they're not gonna openly and say it and come out and be racist. Not usually. They would just do it they would do it in a quiet way, right? They would just do it in a way that would be very difficult for you to prove that they're actually being racist. You know, they kind of do it in that way. Versus maybe someone in other parts of the country would do it more in a blunt way, like more direct. You know what I mean? So here it's way more progressive. Where like, you know, I mean, I'm not trying to say that you won't hear someone say the N word because I mean I've definitely been called the N word in the city, but just because you're called an N word in the city, like maybe that person was from some town where people do that, you know. But I don't think most city people would do that. And well, I mean I can't even say that because go to the Mission District, like I hear the N word all the time. I don't see no black folks over there, you know. So like, it really just depends on where you at, you know, who you're around. I'm like tired. racism is more suitable and that stuff. Definitely don't hear about the cops picking on people as much. Definitely don't hear about like cops messing with people. Like last time I was in New York, I was on the subway and man, I was like, man, I sure hope the cops don't come fuck with me because they was just walking by just looking mad, gangsta, yo. But that never happens in that stuff. Like you don't even see like gangster looking cops in that stuff. Like I mean, not like you see in New York. Like some of them cops in New York, man, they look like they will rob me. You know what I mean? Like if I'm getting robbed by this other dude and I see them, I might just want to give my shit to this other dude because I'm more afraid of the police because they look more scary than this other dude. You know what I mean? So I don't know if that made any sense, but you know what I feel. You know what I'm saying? You know. Oh, they're automatically adding up the tips for black people. London Breed. Yep, she's a man. But it's crazy. All these Democratic cities. I think it's kind of ironic that all these Democratic cities got black mayors, and they have like such small black populations. Like, what other city had a black mayor? Or Seattle, right? Or Seattle had a black mayor, or was that a black police chief? But it's like ain't no black people in Seattle. You know, just like SF, like we got a black mayor, but what are black people? You know. Anarchy's hiding BLM protesters. There are two stylish chicks. What country do you think has girls? Countries girls to relate with the most. I don't know that anybody who speaks English can start to relate with you because when someone speaks English, they can do things like watch YouTube and watch American movies, and when they speak your language, they are just getting more. They just know more about you, and they can talk to you. They can. So I think that I mean I guess it really depends on the English of a person. Boston has a good mayor. He's white. Well, I'm not trying to say that they're all black because they're not. They're not. But like, it. Some of this city, but Boston has more black people though than a place like Portland. Or, dude, I could be wrong on that, but I would imagine that Boston has a larger population of black people than Portland. Like, do you even see like what's on TV? Like, I'd be like, damn, I mean, this is Black Lives Matter. Okay. Damn, I don't see no black folks out there. You know, like, okay. I mean, I'm not. I totally get it. Like, in some places, people are protesting for Black Lives Matter, but in Portland, they're literally burning down shit and they're tearing stuff up. In Seattle, they're burning down, so they're destroying things, and it's like Black Lives Matter, and it's like, huh. Okay, what is it? You know, I can't figure this out. Yo, I love all of y'all, but I'm at the end of the stream, okay? I was supposed to live stream for an hour, and then I was gonna take my clothes and do laundry. Because laundry is like 30 minutes, and then drying is like 30 minutes. So I was just gonna finish laundry like really fast in 1 hour, but I ended up doing 2 hour live stream. Or 1 hour and a half live stream. But I'm out, okay? I love all of y'all. You would be great with an Australian girl. Australian girl. I don't know, it's cool. But anyway, I'm out. Thank y'all. I'm really tired. I'm gonna go lay down and get ready to do everything over again tomorrow. Anyway, I love all y'all. Bye bye.